What's up, everybody? Welcome back. Hope everybody's having a great day or night whenever you're watching this. I know I am. The trade deadline has finally passed, and we got a blockbuster. We got one of the biggest trades in the recent memory. James Harden finally got moved. Ben Simmons finally got moved. It only took months, but we finally got it done. Before I get into I'm gonna break that trade down because I really like this trade. I'm gonna break it down. Before I do, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe, and if you enjoy this kind of content, please like the video. All right, cool. Let's see. I'm going to break down the trade, like who got what and what was the exact deal. So I got it right here. The Nets traded James Harden and Paul Millsap. They traded those two guys. And then the Sixers traded Ben Simmons, Andre Drummond, Seth Curry, and 2 first-round picks. Okay. I love this for both teams because both teams got guys that can help them win now. And I feel like that's what you really, really wanted. You got people that are probably going to be invested in your situation, guys that want to be there. I think that goes a long way. And I think people are underrating both of the guys, both of the main stars in this trade. But before I get into all that little nitty gritty, why do I love this for the Sixers? I like it because let's be real, they finally got a star, like a legit star to pair with Joel Embiid. And one of them, there's 2 huge other reasons why I love this for Philly. One, they didn't just waste a year, like an MVP caliber year from Embiid. You know how dumb it would have been for them to get to the playoffs, win the first round or something, and then get smoked in the second round because Embiid didn't have enough help? Like, that would have just been annoying. So you didn't waste a prime year of your best player who's playing like an MVP right now. I think he's the front runner. You didn't just waste it. You're like, we're going for it. We're putting our chips in the table. We're going to try and win this title. Okay. And then this is my personal favorite part. The Sixers kept Tyrese Maxey and Matisse Thybulle. You kept 2 of your young, like, they both provide different things. Matisse, not much of an offensive guy, but defensively one of the best perimeter wings in the entire league at his young age. He's a guy you stick on a Kevin Durant in a playoff series. That's why I thought it was very key to keep him, because what happens if you do match up against the Nets, but you traded Matisse? Now Matisse is guarding James Harden, and you don't have anybody to guard KD. Which now, with them not trading him, they don't have to think about that nightmarish scenario. They've got a guy to go out there and guard the big wings or the big guards and lock them down, or at least the best that they can, because you never really lock guys down like KD anyway. And then keeping Tyrese Maxey, it gives them like that. I think Tobias is the third option, but that other guard next to Harden that can alleviate the pressure from him, so that they have multiple threats. And he's young and he's showing a lot of promise, especially this year. I see why people are very high on him, and especially why Philadelphia's front office is. So keeping Maxey and Thybulle, you're keeping your depth for the most part. Like, you're keeping 2 very, very key pieces to this roster, and you're giving yourself a chance to contend for a title. Because I don't think they had that chance before this trade, especially since Ben Simmons wasn't even playing anyway. So they basically got rid of a guy that did not want to be there, and they got a top 10, top 5, depending who you talk to. I'm going to say top 10 at the very minimum, top 10 player to pair with another top 10 player. They got a legit title chance now. So I love that for them. I love what this is doing for the Sixers. I'm going to be watching a lot more games from them. I'm really, 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 really excited for this. And then, the Nets. Why do I like it for the Nets? Well, James Harden was overplaying there, and it was kind of obvious. And you got back. People are like underrating the heck out of Ben Simmons. I know he had a bad playoff series, but what he can do for this team, like, it just sets the pecking order into correct order. Kevin Durant's the number 1 guy, Kyrie Irving's the number 2 guy, and Ben Simmons will be the number 3 guy. They don't have this thing where who's the number 1, like, what are we doing? He's going to be the guy that wants to set up Kyrie and set up Ben Simmons, or not Ben Simmons, set up Kevin Durant. And he's one of the best defensive wings, bigs. He can guard literally almost any position, and he does it very, very well. So you get somebody like that to pair with Kevin Durant to take the load off. He doesn't have to play make all the time anymore. Kyrie doesn't have to do all the playmaking. It sets everything into correct order, how this team should have been. I thought this trading for Ben Simmons, trading Harden for him, was like a no-brainer. I thought it was a no-brainer because I'm bigger on Ben Simmons than I think a lot of people are. But then here's the other things. They got a true center. They got Andre Drummond, who's a legit starting center in this league. I think, I don't know where he ranks in the centers, like top 10 or 15 or whatever we're talking about. But he's a starting center that's like a quality center that's going to go out there and he's going to get you 10 to 15 rebounds every single night. And I personally, I'm a Laker fan. I got to watch him last year. I think he's little bit better defensively than people give him credit for. I think he's got quick hands, and I think he does make enough plays at the rim. So, and then it gives them that presence down there. Now that they have somebody that they can throw lobs to, that, actually Drummond's not really a great lob threat. He's not a vertical guy, but it gives them that presence at the glass. And I think they really needed that. And then you get Seth Curry, who's an absolute sniper. The dude is big. He's big time in playoff games. If you've watched him when he was a Blazer, when he was a Mav, with the Sixers, he's a big time playoff player. He hits threes in clutch moments. I really like what he's going to add to this team. Now they got Patty Mills and him to spread the floor, and they're going to be running off screens all game, and it's going to wear people down. So I really like adding him. And then they got 2 first-round picks on top of this for the future. So say something happens or whatever goes down, maybe even Philly has a really bad year or something, like next year something happened. Like, who knows? A lot can happen that cause teams to fall out in and out of championship hopes. But getting 2 first-round picks, that's two rotational players if you draft well right there. And depending how well you draft, they could be even more than that. Because we've seen players, like off the top of my head, Jokic was a 2nd-round pick. Like we've seen players get drafted all throughout these areas and be helpful, quality, important players on championship teams. So getting 2 picks helps you out in the future, and you're able to win now. So I think that's what's big for the Nets. I really, really love this trade. I'm going to be watching both teams now. I hope Ben Simmons comes back with a vengeance. I know that I don't know when the next Nets at Philly home game will be, but that's going to be wild. If and when, I don't know when it is. Maybe it already passed. I have no idea. Maybe the playoffs. That'd be great. I don't know if people know this, but Philadelphia, like the fans, they booed Santa Claus one year. I don't know what they're going to do to Ben Simmons. There's probably going to be it's going to get bad. It's going to get bad. Worse than KD returning to OKC. Worse than LeBron going back to Cleveland. I think it's going to be bad, and it's going to be great entertainment. But I really, really hope Ben Simmons is able to go out there and shut up a lot of people. And then James Harden's able to go out there and push for a title, because I've been a big fan of Harden for a long time. I know a lot of people aren't, because his play style can piss people off, which I completely understand. But when he gets going, he's amazing. So I really, really love this trade. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. Do you guys think that maybe the Nets robbed him? I've been seeing that a lot. Or maybe you think that the Sixers came out better on this trade. Or if you're like me and you think both teams came out better, which is the best kind of trade. Let me know in the comments. I really appreciate it. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. If you enjoyed the video, please like the video. Nets and Sixers, blockbuster. I hope both these teams meet in the playoffs. That would be absolutely fantastic. All right, I'm done here. Peace.